Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2025 ski test. We got a new one for you today. This is a K2 Reckoner KF. This is Carl Fosfet's pro model ski, taking a new direction in the Reckoner line. So Reckoner gets, most skis get their updates this year. This is a new model that's fitting in into the 114 millimeter slot, I suppose, going up from the new 110. So they're taking this KF Pro model and kind of putting it in that wider range of Reckoners and giving it a very specific build to what Carl is looking for out of a ski, which is a high performance free ride model with a kind of a freestyle background. So very creative and very playful skis, but they have some really interesting construction technologies going on that set them apart from the other skis in the Reckoner line. It's not just a regular Reckoner with a different name on it. It is a different ski. So these are built with a Paulownia wood core, lightweight wood. They definitely they use a thinner core profile throughout this ski because they have to add additional materials, a bunch of different carbon applications more specifically. So they do have carbon spectral braid like we see in the other Reckoner lines. So a tighter weave in the underfoot zone and then a looser weave in the front. So that's giving you some nice grip and torsional stiffness underfoot while allowing the tips and tails to be considerably more playful and surfy. Then we get a unidirectional flax layer, so we get flax stringers in here. We get a full carbon braided core, so they have that carbon fibers infused in the fiberglass wrap of the wood core, and then another laminate of unidirectional carbon, so vertical carbon stringers running throughout. So basically 3 different carbon applications and 1 flax layer in this ski to go along with that Paulownia wood core. There's just a lot of stuff going on here in the construction, and it's pretty amazing that they keep it as flexible as they do, and that's kind of a function of that thinner core profile. It does add up to some weight, 2,176 grams here in the 184, but we get a very playful flex, and that's kind of consistent with the Reckoner line, where we do see a very flexible tip and tail profile, very symmetrical flex, and kind of a symmetrical shape as well. So 114 underfoot, and then tips and tails 137 and 134. So only a 3 millimeter drop when it comes to tip and tail width, and a more central mount point. So they do have this, a factory line and then 4 in front of it. Doesn't quite hit true center. I think there's another centimeter to go between the last recommended mount point and true center, but definitely more of that twin tip style of construction in terms of symmetry. And then pretty dramatic rocker here. It is a little bit different than what we see in other Reckoners. Very symmetrical profile, camber underfoot with very long and dramatic tip rocker. So it starts well down here and nice and gentle curve. There's nothing too dramatic at the end, but we still get that good splay. And then pretty heavily tapered as well. So narrow at the very tip. Widest part of the ski is brought down into, well into the forebody. So you're getting excellent flotation and very smooth flotation as well. And then looks very similar in the tail, from both a rocker profile as well as a taper shape. So very symmetrical, both tips and tails, allowing for the utmost in creativity when it comes to deep snow performance and, just creative freestyle backcountry stuff. 23 meters, I was looking for that number in this 184, so pretty long turn radius. Anytime you're getting that longer turn radius, it's opening up that smeariness and that surfability. Easy to get it sideways and be more slashy and more playful. So when you get out into those deeper snows, into those bigger mountain ranges, that's where something like this really kind of increases that playfulness and fun-loving capabilities. But really cool to see this new KF come through from K2, kind of hooking into a specific athlete and getting a pro model as a result. And we always like to see how pro model series skis tend to be very skull heavy in their design. So this one is no exception. But make sure you check out this all new K2 Reckoner KF here at skiessentials.com, and we'll see you out there on the hill. Bye.